Premier League predictions, game week 6.
And you guys might have noticed we have some snazzy new kits. Shout out to Retro Football ZA hooking us up.
Casemiro!
I was going to say my
Braguero.
surname. It's our surname.
Okay, let's jump right into the predictions. First game we got is Crystal Palace versus Fulham.
I'm going with a 2-1 win to Crystal Palace. But I will state that Fulham can easily draw this game. If I'm being honest. Or win. But I just think Palace could take the win. They're playing at home. So I'm kind of leaning towards Palace.
They are favourites, I think, to win this game, especially at home. I, however, feel like it'll be a draw. So I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Fulham will get something out of this game. It will be a good one though.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good match to watch.
I think it's a great game weekend. There are some really massive games. So let's move on. Luton take on Wolves at home, and I'm going with a 2-1 win to Wolves.
Wouldn't it be lovely if Luton won this game?
I know. And at home, like, can you just imagine that feeling? But if I'm being honest, I could also see this game not having a lot of goals, because if there's something we've learned about Wolves, it's that unfortunately they cannot convert their chances.
Maybe this could be Luton's first win.
Maybe. And you know what? I won't be too mad about that, if I'm being honest, because I think it would be such a... Can you just imagine the pride and the happiness that they will be feeling if they manage to get that first win? But
I'm predicting a Wolves win. Also, 2-1 is the same prediction I've got. Good luck, Luton. We wish you all the best. Man City take on Nottingham Forest. Will they make it 6 wins out of 6? They're at the Etihad. They haven't lost this whole year at the Etihad. They've won every game, I think.
You know what is so fascinating about them is that everyone can kind of see that something is a bit off. Something's not quite right there. Not everyone is gelled. We've got a lot of injuries, you know, so there's something just a bit off. And yet, we still come out on top, which
still won every game.
Is the sign of champions and a big nod to our squad depth. But I definitely think City are going to take this one, if I'm being honest. Again, Nottingham Forest, I have mentioned it. I've been enjoying watching them. I think they're actually a really good team. They are. And I don't think that it's going to be a walkover. I don't think any of these games are actually going to be a walkover. But I'm going with a 3-1 win to Man City.
I think this is going to be a statement victory for City. I think they're finally going to start putting away their chances. And I feel bad for Forest that they're going to be on the receiving end. So I know this might be a wild prediction, but I'm going for a 4-1 win to City. I know Forest have been great. Against multiple teams, but I just think City are going to be unstoppable this weekend. 4-1.
Just on a different level.
I really hope I'm wrong, but I'm going for a wild prediction here.
And we saw Jackie Boy in training, so I wonder if he's going to be starting this weekend, because now it's the whole thing with the wingers. It's Grealish, Doku, who do you play? Very keen to see how Pep is going to make that work.
Let's see. Brentford then take on Everton. I think Brentford will be too strong for Everton, which I feel bad for Everton. They're struggling. Will they get any points? I don't think so. Brentford will be winning 2-0.
I also think 2-0. You know what the thing with Everton is? They didn't play badly against Arsenal either, but I just feel like Brentford are going to get the better of them. I don't think it's like, I mean, granted, they still lost, you know, to Arsenal. So I definitely think that Brentford are going to take this one.
I think so too.
Burnley versus Man United. Shall we talk about the fact that, do you remember when they played that game? What was it, behind closed doors?
That wasn't our
and
first
Burnley
team.
Beat them.
That
3-0.
was not our first team.
I know. I just had to bring that back, you know, you guys, the banter. You have to go with it. But I do think you guys are going to win. I'm going with a 2-1 win to Man United.
If we don't win this game, we're calling off the season.
No, you're going to have
to then. Out of the Premier League. We no longer want to play any more games because we can't...
Straight to the championship.
Just put us out of our misery. We don't want to see any more games. We have to win this. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And I'm predicting a 3-1 win.
3-1.
Is that wild?
Yes, I do.
My predictions are wild this weekend.
I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if it was like a 1-0. But do you have any players back from injury? Are you still in the same situation?
We got Mount, Amrabat, who have been training with the squad. Will they be playing? I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully at least on the bench and have as options to come off.
Yes. And I'm sure Højlund will start.
Højlund will start.
Definitely. Hopefully Rashford.
Martial looked good against Bayern as well, which is promising. It's the first time I found a little bit of excitement watching him play in a long time.
Do you think it's the fact that he almost has to prove himself now to be chosen?
I think
so. Like, why do players need that sometimes? You need that direct competition. It's kind of like Ramsdale and Raya at Arsenal.
Yes, it is.
Strange little situation going on there. But anyway, we're not talking about that.
But I think United will finally get the win. It's a matter of time. I've been putting my hopes really up every single week. And
I was going to say
I've been very disappointed every single week, pretty much. And I hope I won't.
But I don't feel like you'll be surprised by the disappointment because you're kind of getting used to it.
Yeah.
Shame. You guys got this. I honestly think you do have this. So, who's next?
Game of the weekend, Arsenal versus Spurs.
I am so keen for this North London derby.
I think this is going to be such a good game. I think Spurs have a chance to take something out of this game. Will they though? I don't know.
Don't you think so? Don't you think they have a chance
I feel like Arsenal are so confident after their Champions League win. It was a massive win. They're at home. They're going to go crazy, especially because it's a rivalry, a massive rivalry against Spurs. They won't want to lose this game. I'm predicting a 3-2 win. It's going to be an exciting game, but I think Arsenal will come out on top.
See, I think it's going to be a draw. I'm going with a 2-2 because Arsenal, I mean, they didn't look fantastic against Everton. Yes, that wasn't their last game. I know they've got a nice boost of confidence from the Champions League.
Good win, yeah, against PSV.
But
very good win.
I'm sure Arsenal fans are hoping that they'll continue that. That was probably the only moment of like greatness that I've seen from the team this season, because other than that, like, they've been doing well, but they haven't been like, shit, these guys are title contenders kind of thing.
Oh, we'll see. This will be a real test.
This will be the first real test also.
Are you
for
saying
Spurs.
that United wasn't a real test for them?
For Spurs?
For Arsenal?
No.
Just think we're a joke, don't you? We're a joke club too.
I'm just going on what I'm
seeing. First
seeing.
real test. We were a test for them.
I'm sorry, I'm just going on what your team is providing. I haven't made this stuff
That's
up.
fair. Spurs are second, I think, so they deserve more credit than United do this season.
And Spurs beat you, Arsenal beat you, now they play each other, so who's going to come out on top? Only time will tell.
Brighton then play Bournemouth at home. They lost the Europa League game, which surprised me. They should have won that game, but now they're playing at home again. I think this is going to be another statement victory. I'm predicting a lot of goals this weekend, so I'm predicting a 4-0 win.
You know what? They are the team that has scored the most goals, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is that many on the score sheet. However, I am going with 3-1.
3-1?
To Brighton. I do think they will take this win. Like you mentioned, they kind of have to keep proving themselves. And since they lost in the Europa League, they got to keep up their Premier League form, you know?
They've been conceding quite a lot. I wonder if I should actually say 4-1. I'm saying 4-1.
Okay.
Because
so
they probably will
that's your final
concede.
one.
Final vote, 4-1 to Brighton.
Then we are... That's... Okay, hold on. Chelsea then take on Aston Villa.
Chelsea then...
It was not that bad. It was not that bad. Okay. Let's try that again.
Tell us about Chelsea.
Chelsea take on Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge.
Okay,
and
this is a good game.
This is going to be a great game. I, however, do not think that Chelsea are going to come out on top with this. I'm going with a 2-0 win to Villa.
You know what's crazy is that's probably what's going to happen because of the way Chelsea's been like showing up with such poor results.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they will score. I think Villa will score, but it will be a draw. 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good result for Villa still, going away from home.
But I feel
at
like
Stamford Bridge. It's like it is a good result, but
like Villa are so good right now. They've got such good players. I love watching them.
They also lost the midweek, so
true. But hopefully their Premier League form will, give them a win.
Let's see. Weekend. It will also be a massive game, one to watch.
If Villa beat Chelsea, like I just wonder how long Chelsea fans have been crying for.
Chelsea fans
are you guys still crying?
Will also
you
want
used
to call the season off at that point.
Last season, not a good season. We all know this, right? The fact that they are kind of continuing with that poor form kind of just shows they've got a long way to go still. But I feel like Chelsea fans are more like, yeah, okay, we're building, we get it. Whereas you guys are the new Bands Club. So just got to throw that in there. Who do we got next?
Next up, Liverpool face West Ham at Anfield. Guys, another massive game.
This is what I'm saying. This weekend is stacked with good games.
Liverpool, I feel like they'll be too strong at Anfield.
Think so.
They've had such a good start. They will be getting the win, and I think it'll be a tight game though. 2-1.
I'm also going with 2-1.
Same.
Yes. The thing is, West Ham won in the Europa League. They
West
won
Ham
3-1.
And Liverpool. Both Thursday night football teams won their games. Both teams that
aren't in the Champions League, just to reiterate, so not the Champions League, but seriously, both Liverpool and West Ham got the win during the week. So I don't think this is going to be an easy game. I do think when you come to Anfield, though, it is always difficult.
I'm a hammer this weekend.
Let's go West Ham.
Let's go West Ham. Let's beat Liverpool. And then Arsenal must draw with Spurs and City must somehow I don't know, City are going to win.
I was with you up until you were about
to. Everyone at the top needs to drop points, please, because we have a long way to catch up.
I was going to say, even if we drop points, like, you guys are still down there. At the bottom.
It is what it is. Anyways, let's move on. We both think Liverpool will win.
Yes.
One more game. Sheffield versus Newcastle.
So, Newcastle. Big question mark, right? It was really impressive that they managed to get a draw in the Champions League because, yes,
against
guys,
AC Milan.
Newcastle are in the Champions League, okay? So the fact that they managed to do that, I was really impressed with that because I thought that AC Milan were going to finish them. Not the case, but they haven't been so convincing this season either. And they're coming up against Sheffield. Sheffield's keeper is really good. So he's saved that team in a lot of games previously. So I don't think it's going to be a lot of goals. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but I do think Newcastle are going to get the win. And I'm going with a 2-1 win.
I think that this will be another convincing win. I'm going wild again with my predictions. Newcastle will be winning 3-0. They're also on 6 points like Man United. They're playing against a newly promoted team like Man United away from home. Same. And I think this is going to be the time where both Newcastle and Man United get their wins and their season starts now.
You guys are hoping, since you're playing teams that were just promoted, you're like, you know what? This will probably be easier. But I hate to tell you, it probably won't be the case.
No, but Newcastle will be winning 3-0. That's my thoughts.
So those are our predictions, guys. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe. We've got some more content coming for you.
Ciao, ciao.